What are your favorite resources when it comes to like learning finance?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Hmm.
So first and foremost, YouTube, just because it's so natural. I don't know something about something, I'll go to YouTube first and
Hmm.
foremost. Resources that I like, Twitter. There's a lot of brilliant minds in the finance space on Twitter, people that are day traders, long-term value buyers of, value stocks. It's so crazy the world we live in because I can literally follow a hedge fund manager and follow him and see what his thoughts are. You know what I mean? You're
Hmm.
never able to do that, 10, 20 years ago. So I think in the day and age of the internet, I think that there's so many resources out there, but you also have to know how to select those resources because there is a
Yeah.
lot of noise out there.
Hmm.
So I like following people on Twitter. I like reading the news. I like reading a little bit of mainstream stuff just because you see what like people are talking about in like CNBC and Wall
Hmm.
Street Journal. But then on the other end of that, there's a blog called Zero Hedge. They're a little bit
Hmm.
more like fear mongering, like the world's going to end tomorrow. The stocks are crashing. So it's nice to get both sides and come up
Hmm.
with your own opinion somewhere in the middle.
Okay. You mainly do digital sources, not like books and anything like that.
Correct. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good question. I
Hmm.
think that when I was younger, because I studied this stuff in college,
Mm.
that's when I read the books like The Intelligent Investor and The Richest Man in Babylon and The Millionaire Next Door and all
Mm.
those kinds of books. But since I've already read those and listened to those on YouTube or on Audible,
Yeah.
now for like current news, I'm more of like the Twitter kind of thing, digital, as you mentioned. But to
Hmm.
build a foundation, I do think that books still are relevant for sure.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So the books are for like the beginners. And then when you're trying to keep up with the news and stuff, you should kind of follow some sources and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely, because then you know what they're talking about. If you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't have the
Hmm. Hmm.
foundation, it doesn't matter if you follow the experts because you may not necessarily understand what they're saying.